All right, so welcome to the Clay training module. So the first video I'm going to do, or like the first training I'm going to do, is an overview of Clay and what Clay exactly is and how to do some sort of like basic enrichment. So long story short, think about Clay as a Google Sheet, right? Something like this, but it got a bunch of like enrichment built in, like a bunch of other tools that build into one place, right? Those are called enrichment. So let's just jump straight into an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new table, right? New table, import from CSV. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to download this really quick. So here I have a very simple table, right? Company name, company domains, the person's name, and the person's LinkedIn, right? So I just downloaded that file and I'm gonna drag and drop it in here. Continue, new blank table, complete import. There you go. So I'm going to create a new table. So this is a Clay table. I'm gonna go back to my workspace really quick. So yeah, so you can see that it just created a new table. You could potentially move this around places, right? So you can go to Enoch training. This is where like a team folder is stored at. So you can move this in like to this, little table, or you can just do the 3-click new table and it will create the table right in this folder for you. Okay, so we got the table. Yeah, so it looks just like an Excel sheet, right? But however, it can do like a lot of enrichment. So let's try something. So here you got the company name, you got the company domain, you got the person's name, and you also got the person's LinkedIn, right? So you can either click on add column, add enrichment, or there's a big button, say add enrichment here. What I like to do though is I like to like right click, insert right, add enrichment, right? So whichever way you prefer, as long as adding an enrichment. So what I want to do now is I have all this information, but I don't have the person's email, right? So what I want to do is I want to add an enrichment, and I want to use another tool called ICP that can allow me to find the work email, right? And we'll talk about like API and credit in a little bit, but I'm going to use this tool. I'm going to use this for now. Here, it basically asks me for the person's full name. So I'm basically typing slash full name, or I just click on it. Then it's gonna ask me the company's domain. So I'm just gonna drag it down. Here I can just search for domain. I know it's right here, so I just click on it. Don't worry about all this stuff for now. Yeah, don't worry about this stuff. And I'm gonna click on save, and then save and don't run, right? So I'm gonna click this button just to see if I can get my email. It's gonna queue up. Voila, there you go. It found my email, right? So what is it doing here? So ICP is a tool, right? In order to get an email of a person, the tool called ICP need two things: the person's full name and the company's domain, right? That's basically what it is. Let's try to run for Enoch. I don't think you can find Enoch's email just because Enoch has a at mesmera.com. Yeah, so sometimes it can't find it. It basically depending on the tool. Let's do another enrichment. So right here, you have the person's LinkedIn. What I can do is, let's do some LinkedIn stuff. Enrich person from profile. That's the one you want to use, right? So you want to enrich the person's LinkedIn profile. Again, I'm not going to worry about this for now. LinkedIn, continue to add field. All right, just click save for now. Okay, and then if I click run, let's see what's gonna happen. Let's do for Enoch too. Cool. So what it did just now is I create another column to enrich another a LinkedIn profile, and here I'm basically selecting this column right here as an input. So what it does is it check out my LinkedIn profile and it grab like a bunch of stuff, right? So now with just the LinkedIn's name, with just the LinkedIn's link, it was able to grab like a bunch of data from it, right? Like what organization that person is working at, the URL of that person, the name, the title, um, past experience. It's somewhere in here. Yeah, experience. So it tell me like all the past experience of what I was, right? I was a co-founder at Cymate. That's the most recent one. Software engineer at another company, software engineer at another company, right? So it was able to like grab all those data for me so that I can maybe use that in a cold email, right? So in a cold email, I can say something like, hey, I noticed that I have that you are like a co-founder at this company since like 2018 or whatever it might be, right? So that is the definition of an enrichment. An enrichment is basically you take one simple data, one like data field, and then you add more stuff on top of it, right? So that's the definition of a data enrichment. So yes, that is going to be the first episode, and I'm going to explain some more stuff in the second one.